in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. This is the world's largest tool sale, and we're going to be having a lot of fun. And I'll give you a little sneak peek of what we have going on here. Yeah, a whole room with tools for sale. If you'd like to find something like this near you, you can go to handtoolfinder.com. I have a link to that in the description down below. I have on there a map of the entire world, every place I know of to buy hand tools. From places like this to actual dedicated stores and lots of others. So on top of that, we're doing a meetup tonight at 5 p.m. Till around 6 or 6:30 at the Friendlies here in Gettysburg. So if you want to come see that, looking forward to that. So we're going to do a walkthrough and show you what all is for sale here. So if you have any questions, throw those in the chat, and I'll try and keep up with that. Also, cell signal, yeah, it's been kind of fun, so we'll see how it goes. If it's not great, then let me know, but there's not too much I can do about it. So let's keep going on here. Turn around, for goodness sake. There we go. Tool sale. We're going to start here and zigzag back and forth through all the tables until we get way over there. Yeah, there's lots of things going on. If I'm skipping over something or you want me to go back to something, let me know. So let's see, we're starting here. This is a really cool tool chest. I mean, it's one of these things that you kind of wonder what the original intended use was. But, we've got down here a couple of old router planes. There we go. 150. Price on those has gone through the roof in the last few years. But yeah. Back saws. Usually when people are starting out, I tell them don't buy antique back saws. The new ones are just as good and usually the same price or even less. That really cool tool chest. Toys. Yeah. Well, that's one of the things we were wondering, is it for kids tools or is it for something smaller? There's a lot of other options for it. So let's see what we got over here. This is a crown molding plane. Check out that profile. Yeah, if picture's a little blurry, it's the internet connection. It'll come and go. That's the fun of doing lives over a cell signal. Yeah, here's a really cool scraper. How's it going? It's going pretty good. Here we got a number 2. Another number 2. A couple 5s. Some bedrocks. Infill. Another Stanley 4.5. Ooh. $95. That's not too bad for 4.5. Those are kind of in high demand. Yeah, here is a scraper plane, so you can actually mount the scraper in here. And there's a set of fences in the box here. So yeah, Stanley did make a scraper plane. Veritas actually makes a version of it. Some pig stickers and mortise and chisels. Stanley with a box. Any floor planes? Yes, there was one yesterday. I didn't see one in here today. Stanley 55. All the cutters, not the original box. Are you going to spend any money? Oh, well, yesterday I bought what's the word I'm looking for? I bought down. There we go. I bought a pattern maker's vise. Really, really cool. It is like the king of vices, and this one is in amazing condition. It's $800. Yeah, I bought 3 45s because I want to do a video showing some of those, and then I bought a spoke shave, and I bought a lot of things. I was not expecting to, but there have been some really, really good deals here, and I've been enjoying it. So we got some molding planes. Hopefully find the Atkins. Well, yeah, I'm always looking for Atkins. It's one of my favorites. You hold it upside down and the logo looks like my logo. Some cabinet scrapers. Planes. This is actually a corn cob. It takes the kernels off the corn. So you can run it through there and turn the handle. Some gouges need some handles. Yardsticks. Swage. Oh yeah, here's a miter plane. Yeah, miter plane is how it would be. User made, lots of fun. Maybe that's a spill plane. Yeah, I think that's a spill plane. What do you say on it? Yeah, spill plane. User made spill plane. There's a plumb bob. Breast drills. Saw vices. there's anything you want to see, let me know. Plow planes, flooring, tongue and groove planes. Some wooden spoke shaves. There's a Miller Falls #2 here, and a friend of mine bought it today. I would love to see a TSA agent who has to scan. Yeah. Well, the Vice is 110 pounds, and I have a friend who's going to take it back for me. He's driving back. Everything else is going in my check bag. So this is actually for taking bark off a tree. That would go underneath the bark in between the camera. We have a set of chisels. Let's see if he has a price on it. There's actually some really nice saws, 45 bucks a piece. Really nice with the nib on there. Good old pistons. Some turning tools. Plow planes. Whole pile of chisels. Here, I gotta turn that foot. Sorry. Off. There we go. Turning off my notifications. These are really cool. This is a king cutter, but this mounts onto the side of the plane and basically gives you a guide so that you can joint at exactly 90 degrees or any particular angle. So if you're making French cleats, that actually works out really well. So let's come on around over here. Oh yeah, next meet is going to be Michigan City, Indiana, September 28th through October 1st. I'll actually be doing a talk at that one on Thursday, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's come on back around over here. So we've got... Oh no, you're fine, you're fine. I'm used to weaving in and out of people.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Well, what did you just say?
Don't forget to subscribe
to
YouTube.
Yeah, listen to this guy. He's smart.
Yeah, there you go.
So what do we got over here? What is this? That's an interesting one. I'll have to come back and ask him. I don't know what that is. He's busy at the moment. Whenever you build a log cabin. Someday I'd like to do a good timber frame thing, but not right now. Some marking gauges. You can never have enough marking gauges. Check out these old wooden braces. Are those beautiful or what? A lot of times the brace would have a weird plug that the bit would go into, and you can actually make your own. So the bit wouldn't come standard, it would just be a smooth shaft, and you'd make a wooden plug that would fit your brace. Yeah, books. This is one of the best places to find information, not just from books, but a lot of times you can be looking at something and say, what is that? And then you can talk to the person who's collecting it. They usually know, or sometimes they don't, and they're like, I have no idea. I put it out here so I can find out. Now these are for measuring board feet and logs, so you know what you're getting out of them. They're kind of fun. A lot of good collectors for those. Now the price on saw sets has gone up. There used to be $2 to $3, and now they're about $5. But yeah, there's several places here where you can buy all the saw sets and saw sharpening things you want for $5 a piece. Here's some bits. You want to buy some individuals, $5 each for 45 cutters, or plain irons, the chip breakers. Some more books. Oh, these are kind of cool. These are marking gauges, but they're off of a surface, so you can actually ride and have it a certain distance up from the surface. They have a bunch of other uses. I want to do a video on those here soon. They're kind of fun. Spoke shaves. Not that much. This is only about $100, but the phone's over $1,000. So these are hollow augers, so they're the opposite of a regular auger. They cut the tenon on the end for Windsor chairs. This would be a cone cutter or a spoke pointer. Kind of a big one. Most of the time they're a lot smaller than that. Some old-fashioned wedges. If I skip past something you want me to go back and take a look at, let me know. Number 4 for $20. No, we're currently live on YouTube. This is for jointing large crosscut saws. So user made, but it allows you to skate, so you can put the file here in the middle, and then it runs on the skid on either end of it. It is a big version of these. So we have a whole bunch of different saw setting devices. Those will set the teeth. I'm wanting to get one like that. What is that?
It's a for circular saws.
Ah,
Saw
okay.
filer. File
I
will go
see.
in here.
That makes
Big
sense.
saw.
I haven't done one of those, so yeah.
This is the Gibbs.
Oh, yeah. Those are the
Long
ones you're always
joiner.
looking for.
That's the Cadillac.
Those don't exist.
Oh yeah, the reproductions. And here's the other Cadillac, Anderson.
It's one of the reasons I love coming to MWTCA meets. You learn so much about tools.
This is an Atkinson, which kind of unique one that way too.
Thank you. There's also the auxiliary. Well, it used to be called the ladies auxiliary. Now it's just the auxiliary. So they have some of the other things. So if you're not into tools, they have that for the other half of the group. Let's see. What do we got in here? Some chisels. There's a good old Starrett for you. A egg beater drill. Number 2. Corrugated? Nope, spoon bottom. Nice. 452s are incredibly expensive. Not quite as expensive as the number 1. Oh, check out this one. This is a scraper, but the size of a block plane. Don't come across those very often. That's actually really cool. Let's see what we got. Chisels.
Right in front of the toolbox.
Is that me?
So it's like one of those.
Thank you. Yeah, if you're ever looking for parts for planes and such, there are lots of different booths here with parts, so you can find the thing you need. Tintype pictures. Some saw vices. You got a full chisel set. Check that out. What's he asking on that? It's one of those things, if you have to ask, it's not right with mine. We have $350. Files, bevel gauges, marking gauges. You can never have enough marking gauges. Saw sets of all kinds. 5, 7. Squares and unsquares. Here are some really cool sets. So these are Irwin sets. 115 for everything, but man, those are gorgeous. I mean, those are perfect. Here's a really cool one. The book's still in there. Irwin set, 125. Another Irwin set. Another beautiful Irwin set. Chisels, gouges, handles, Forstner bits. If you're missing the irons for your 45s, rules.
Hi, Gene.
45s, how's it going?
All right.
You gonna buy that one?
I've been looking for a long time, but that's a little steeper than I thought it would be.
It's in the box.
Mm-hmm.
You need it. Files, bunch of spoke shaves. I bought a spoke shave out of that bucket yesterday. Yeah, Miller Falls number 1. Here's a, okay, this is going to cost an arm and a leg now. So that's everything in it. Irons, stop, fence, it's all there, folks. What do we got? $185. It's about the going rate now. The price of those is going up. Yeah, I accidentally called this the rabbit plane, thinking side rabbit plane yesterday. It's actually for jointing, so you have this at 90 degrees, so you can joint the top of the board. My brain often slips me when I'm doing this because I'm thinking 7 things at one time. Oh, look at that. Anyone need a joiner? Let's come on around over here. Sorry?
Make a hole for him.
Oh. Well, thank you.
We know what you're doing.
So we have a bunch of 8s, 7s.
Got my number. Call me when you're back in the room.
Those are all in really nice shape. Really, really clean.
And we got a wood for right discount on those too.
120, 80, 150, 250. Oh, that was bedrock, that's why. Are those Forstner bits for a brace? Let me go back and take a look at that. No, those are just standard Forstner bits. You could fit them in a brace, but they're going to spin. Yeah, they don't work well. Forstner bits just don't work well by hand. They need power behind them. Oh, I've been wanting to get one of these. Board plane. That would make a cool video. Maybe I will come back. $50 ain't bad. That would make a fun video. I might have to do that. So we've got a plow plane, 110.
Yeah, it says full set of blades.
Yeah, the blades walked off on there, so that price is going to come down considerably.
Yeah.
So if you want that on the
Those
same,
25, 30,
the cutters
20,
themselves, you'll find a box of
120, 60,
Yeah.
Yeah.
80.
Like these cutters,
25.
these are the 45 and 55s.
People saying they can't find number 4s and 3s for a decent price. Yeah, they're not Stanleys, but I mean, Sargent is actually one of my favorites. I would put a Sargent
These guys.
at or above a Stanley any day. Here's a miter box, some 78s, $20, $30, $20. Here is a miter box. So that'll do it at 45 degrees. We have some transitionals in here, a bunch of levels, and we got a bit of a roadblock here. Let's see if I can get around. Anyone need wheel ashtrays? Here's a Pennsylvania broad axe. Had a talk on these last night. It was kind of interesting. What's the going price for a saw vise? It depends on anywhere from $30 to 130. What is that one?
25.
25 for that one.
35.
35. Not for the ball joint. What's the one on the board? That one's a nice one. Those are like 100 and something.
22.
22? No. Okay. I might have to come back over for that one. Yeah, that's the one that Gramercy made their model after. And it's one of my favorite designs. Okay. It's one of the fun things about doing the live is I find what I want to go back and actually buy. There's a cute little router plane. Look at that thing. Oh, check out those little things. Hand for reference. Never know what you're going to find. These you lock onto square, and they'll allow you to do your rise and run for the stairs, so you can mark out your stairs quickly. We got some rules, some bone knives. Oh yeah, check out this one with the wedge on there. That's kind of cool. And
You know what soapstone is?
Keeps us
Sorry.
filling up, doesn't it?
so
Yep.
this table's got all sorts of fun things
Gentleman showed me
that you can learn about. Things for darning socks.
Dual purpose.
These are all for
Sharpens your soap
taking the kernels off the corn. A surveyor's chain. This one would be 33 feet. Apple core peeler slicer. Or I guess that one's just an apple peeler. That one doesn't core and slice it. That's a rope maker. Is this all weekend? It is today, on and off, and then tomorrow morning. So today everyone brings things out. Tomorrow people are willing to wheel and deal, but you have to dig through what's left. But by like 10 o'clock, most people have started packing up tomorrow. So if you want to come tomorrow morning, you can just pay the entrance fee for tomorrow. You do have to be a member of the MWTCA. You have to pay you have to be a member, which is $25 a year, and then you pay the entrance fee to get in. But for Saturday, there's just a Saturday fee. Today, let me pull out the paper and see. I think. Oh, I don't have my paper on me, do I? Yeah, I don't have my paper on me. Oh, no, I do have my paper on me. Let's see, where are we at today? Today is Friday, so the trade show will be open 10 to 2, and then I think it opens up again from 3:30 to 6. And then tomorrow, trade room opens up at 6:30 a.m., and then it usually closes by 2, but most people are packing up by noon. Then Thursday is the outside, which was where you find the real good deals and the good user tools. Today is a little bit better, the higher quality stuff. And tomorrow is kind of where you get the deals because people don't want to take things back out. But a lot of stuff has been picked through. $12 each. Let's see what we got in here. Hammers of all kind. These are plane setting hammers. I was looking for an English pattern. I don't think he has one in here. I'd love to get an English pattern. Jeff from Reed Plains is thinking about making a bronze English pattern. Mortising gauges. Yeah, have a sunny day. It is hot in here right now. It's like the air conditioning isn't working in here. I work until 5 during the week. Yeah, well, the problem is if you look around here, almost everyone in the room is retired. Stop the vibration, sorry. So most everything is in the morning, and then they have, because I mean, it's a conference, it's not just the tool sale. So the sales are in the morning, and then in the evening we have demonstrations and programs that talk through things. And so that's where all the learning and education goes, and that's the real reason for the big events. So the sales are just in the morning. But you can come Saturday morning. But most people end up taking PTO to come out for this. People travel from all over the world. We have people in the Netherlands and that. I haven't seen a number one yet, but I haven't been looking for it. I would be very, very surprised if there wasn't a number one in here somewhere. Here's this one's kind of cool. This cuts a groove, and each one is the sole for the other. So this one cuts the sides of the groove, and then this one comes and removes the material. So you can go back and forth to get down to the groove you want. Move it a certain distance away from the fence. That's kind of a fun one. 95. Oh, 95, but it does come with the full set. That's kind of nice. Can't get there from Harrisburg? You can't get here from Harrisburg. Harrisburg's just the next place over. Oh, be so sad to have it this close. Most people, if it's within 4 or 5 hours driving, it's worth taking PTO. Let's see what we got over here. Compass plane. There's another little joiner. 130 on that. Just want to say thank you for all the knowledge. Oh, thanks, man. I'll keep the videos coming. Here's a cool old bull nose. Oh, it's a, what's the word I'm looking for? Chamfer plane. With the brass on there, but a bullnose chamfer plane. That'd be kind of nice. That's a neat little design. I might have to take some pictures of that. Make a fun one to make. There's a beautiful gavel mallet. Machinist chest. Let's see. Here's a brass brace. Let's come around this side. Oh, beautiful old saws. Oh my. 3 medallions. Oh, no PTO yet. That stinks. Yeah, I might have to make a version of that bullnose chamfer plane. That would be fun. Here's a full surveyor chain, so 88 feet. Or 66 feet. Oh yeah, there's lots of axes here this time because we had a talk last night on Pennsylvania broad axes, or Gullwing, or depending upon what you want to name them. We had a bit of an argument break out over what they're actually called. People like to get pedantic. So here there are a lot of rule collectors, and these ones are all bone. Some Hardy Hole tools. Nova Scotia. Yeah, we actually had a couple fly in from Finland, I think it was. Maybe it was Norway. There's a cool roll. So you can actually strap them in. It's an interesting design. If there's something you want to see or want me to go back to, let me know. Check out that beauty. Holy cow, Lignan Vitae. or something else in the middle. That is beautiful. This one has that so you can slide in and fill the mouth. That's kind of cool. That is really, really beautiful. The asking on that one. $250. Big iron. That would make a nice smoother. I mean, this has got to weigh 5.5, 6 pounds. There's some compass planes, side compass, Cooper planes. Brace a breast drill. Another saw of ice. Let's see, does he have a number on that one? He does not. There's a number 6 for $60. 4 for something. Can't quite read that. 32 for a cabinet scraper. Some braces. Beautiful old screw. Some more molding planes. Been thinking about grabbing one of these. Make a fun video. This is an old tape measure basically, but using it for either going around a wagon wheel or timber framers would use it for measuring out lengths of timbers and things of that nature. Ice hook, hay bale hooks, there's the word. Fret saws, jeweler saws, however you want to call them. These temper plates. Wrenches. Don't throw a wrench in that works. Let's see. Come on over here, we got a bunch of wooden planes. Yeah, flying across the pond is not cheap right now. Thankfully, I bought almost all my flights for this year already. So I locked mine in a decent price and most of them are going up. Here's an old woman's tooth. Beautiful nut. Love that burl nut. Molding planes of all kinds. Some really cool plow planes. Check out the figure on that beast. Love these wing nuts curled up. Oops, sorry. It is tight in here. There are lots of people. And it's getting hot in here. Here's some good wooden joiners. Did you ever put out that video on the Cooper's knife you got a while back? The Cooper's knife. I don't know what you're talking off the top of my head, but my brain isn't working right now. So probably not. Some more molding planes. Oh, and here's an empty table. Oh, a bottle for sale, I guess. It's a cool oiler. Oh, this is fun. I did a video on this yesterday. This is actually a bow saw, a bow drill. So you'd have this running the spindle, and then this back here is the bow that would wrap around it. And so this would be used for drilling holes in a piano, which would make it far less taxing to run on that. So you can actually run this bow to drill that. Beautiful, running smoothly. Really cool thing. You don't see those very often. Let's see. Check out those tap and die back there.
If you could take it to your ones if you want.
Slide over here. Section rules. When you really want to have all the leverage you want for a tap and die. Here's some that come in boxes. So if you're a box collector, there's always those. I love some of the mallets and hammers and pullers you can find. There's a plow plane iron set. Let's come back around over here. We're almost halfway through. So let's see, we got rules, folding rules, extending rules, folding rules, big folding rules, little folding rules. Here's a surveyor's transom. There's a big one. Here's another one of those grooving cutters. Levels, rules, Plow planes, beautiful plow planes. We'll take a look at a plow plane display in a little while. It's really cool. Here's another scraper for the scratch stock. There's the word I'm looking for.
Beater.
Rules. Here we got, oh, these. This would make a fun video one of these days for cutting the chamfers. They're very expensive though. Oh, the frog. So here's a scraper. Yeah, you don't come across those very often. That is beautiful. Good old Stanley. Sorry, getting sidetracked. Want a set of irons for your 55? There you go, $300. The irons are what cost most people. Stanley 64, $1,500. Are you planning a meetup somewhere in Gettysburg? Tonight, actually, at the Friendlies in Gettysburg, from 5 until 6:30, we'll be having a meetup. So if you want to come down, have some dinner, hang out, grab a burger, it's Friendlies. Jewelry, look at that. Jewelry. Let's see what we got over here.
Everybody knows about that, yeah.
Some levels.
Yeah.
There's a nice clean set of, not Irwin, that's the other one. Jennings, there's the
I
word.
got a sister that lives in Columbus where they're building that new.
Yeah, you need to get more money for cash. I've maxed out my ATM.
Actually out in New Albany, it's on the west side of Columbus.
Let's see what we got here. That one's kind of interesting. What is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know what
I
that
went to school at high school.
is. Stanley Bedrock, 6 out of 3. Don't come across those.
Yeah, I didn't get a job at Michelle.
Braces. There's a hollow auger tensioner.
I was a man.
Yep. Now here's the floor plane. So you got the plane and the arm. Those are incredibly rare. And the price exemplifies that, especially in this condition. What is it? $850.
Real steel.
You don't come across those very often at all. Hammers, mallets, gouge. I'll let you borrow 72. Oh, maybe. 45s, plow plane, Sergeant, Bedrock. Now here's a Cooper's spoke shave. Big old beast. Got some more lumber yards. Some big augers. These ones have a 1/2-inch shank so that they can go into a beam drill. So you use those for timber framing. Adds. And adds actually subtracts, it doesn't add. Pig stickers. A sword. Part suppliers.
See you later.
Yeah, send me a message about the 72. I might do a video on that. My brain isn't completely functioning right now because I'm thinking about 100 different things at once, but that would be fun. Here is the second skate for a Stanley 55. Some block planes. This is a core box plane. They often have other wings to make them longer, but this will actually cut out a perfectly rounded scoop. That'd be a fun one to do a video on sometime. Yeah, unfortunately they are highly collectible, and so the price is high. Sorry. Here we got the books table. And let's see where we got. So far, we've done 1, 2, 3, 4 tables. And we've got 1, 2, 3.5 tables left. And then we got the displays over there. Or I guess we haven't done all of this 4th table, so yeah. It's not all old stuff. Yeah, this would be a fun one to do a video on. So set. There's an ink line, so just like a chalk line, but with ink. Commonly used in Japan, but used in a few other places. Stanley Bedrock. Oh, okay, this is an early Stanley Bedrock 608. 250. That's actually not horrible for a Bedrock. Sixes. Another 606. Cabinet scraper. We've got crankshaft gouges. Some combination plow planes. Brand new old stock chisels. you never know what you're going to come across. A little of this, a little of that. There's a couple of the other things as well. Lots of trammel points. You'll find those all over the place. Wooden spoke shaves. This is actually for sharpening cork cutters. So it's basically a tube that goes over the spile, and then this blade where my finger's at is what will actually cut the bevel on the inside. Kind of an interesting design. Is that a Veritas chisel plane? And other Asundrus connections for power tools. Plow planes. There's a glue pot. Compass plane. Rolling. What is that? I should know what that is. Oh, coachmakers. That would be on. Because then this tooth would come in and route the groove for it. Coachmakers make all sorts of weird tools. Here's another bow drill. I never understood the point of a chisel. Yes. Some beautiful infills. An extra box of full set of cutters for $55. Braces, levels, more wooden planes and molding planes. Cute little draw knife. Now here's what I was talking about earlier. You'd make your own sets for the drill. So you'd get the bit. It would just have a round shaft or a square shaft, and then you would actually make the set that would then go into your braces. So they wouldn't come with a standard end. Trammel points. Typewriter.
So the price on it?
Lots of molding planes. Another hag's tooth. There are a lot of plumb bobs. There's the word. A lot of people like to collect those. Nice little collection of spoke shaves. Here we come. Stanley, $45, $50. There's some bedrocks, so $125 and $235. $55, $225 for an infill. That one's interesting with a hole there. Broken spoke shave, $10. Only way I could go to one of these is if I had an oxygen tank to keep. Yes. The first few times you come to one of these meets, it is an incredible amount of fun. I mean, it's still always fun after that, but the first few times are just mind-blowing. Full sets of chisels. Most of them are individual. 20, 25, 20, 15, 20, 20, 20, 15, 25. And so if you're ever looking for a specific chisel, you usually find them here. Some saws. Plow planes. Cabinet scraper, regular planes. Yeah, here's another scratch stock or beating tool. Yeah, you gotta come with a limit in mind.
I didn't know that.
Compass planes. Use a chisel.
I was at an auction years ago, and
Ooh, here's a cutter for a dowel maker. There's a guy over there who has a dowel maker, if he hasn't sold it already, that has a full set. Often these cost as much as the whole dowel maker itself. Yeah, I had a total mind fart yesterday. I was thinking scraper plane because you put the scraper and pull it back. This is actually a sharpening guide. So you can set it for, put your iron in here, and then set it for the angle you want by adjusting that back there, and you can sharpen your blades with that. There's a Stanley router in the box, 220. those have gone really expensive. Let's see what do we got in here. What's the price on the 12 scraper? Let me go back and take a look at that. What was it? Here. 112. Is there a 12 here? The 112 is here. Those are hard to find. It's a 240.
112's under the table. Oh, there's a 12, and they might have seen this. 12 and 3.
12 and a quarter.
12 and a quarter.
Yeah, those are.
The smaller.
That's gonna be more expensive.
Definitely.
You don't come across those all.
I probably have some 12s. I didn't even.
No, he's just wondering what the prices on them are. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, there are quite a few people in here. So a lot of times you're playing around. Hi there. Let's come on over here. Bunch of tools in their boxes. Yeah, number 12 in decent shape.
75,
60, 70.
60, yeah, 60.
Depending upon the shape and the quality.
Ask your guys if they know what these are.
Let's see, what do we got here? But they're knife bladed on top.
Yeah, it's like a variety of different shapes.
Someone had a specific purpose.
Yeah, right. So that's the question: are they like gunsmithing tools, or what trade would they have supported?
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, you find all sorts of weird things. You don't know quite what they are. Every time I see a brace, I just say buy it compulsively. Let's come on over here. There's an old PV. Adze, axe. Ohio tool irons, $5 each. Here's a cool toolbox with the saw rack up there. And here's a Stanley 45, one cutter in it, $50.
Oh,
I bought the other one.
thank you.
Are you buying it? Or
Yeah.
which one?
The Craftsman.
Ah, nice.
With everything. With
So
all the
this guy has been spending almost as much as I have.
No, not even close.
Not this time. Oh yeah, here's another 112, 150. I was wondering about your scraper comment yesterday. Yeah, my brain goes places because I'm thinking through 5 or 6 other things trying to make this work. Thankfully, you can only pull so much out of an ATM in a day. They limit you on that. Let's see, is that 12? There we go, here's a 12. You were asking about that, $60. There's another one, $80. Oh, that's a U. Oh, Union, nice. And here is a used coffee cup for sale. Don't come across those all that often. That's got to be worth a few pennies. How excited are you about your new pattern maker's vest? I'll be more excited when I get it in the shop and actually get to install it. I've been thinking about how I'm going to install it, and it's going to be a fun one. Jacks and pattern molds.
Pattern mold? That's what you call this?
What's that?
Did you call this a pattern mold?
I've heard them called a few different things, but they're molds. What?
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought they were pretty with the, not your standard, just all squares, like a waffle.
Yeah. let's see. Vices, not vice, clamp. Never have clamps.
Yeah, this is a like.
Did you get an emirate? No, it wasn't an emirate. It was I can't remember the name of it. It's the other one. There's Emirates and one other one. Emirates is the big name. The other one is a different. Sorry, what's that?
Never mind. I'm
No,
just
I'm
watching you.
trying to keep up with the live chat. Let's see what else we got on here. And here's an old ice saw. Some coffin planes. Those are cookie molds. Samwise calls them a cookie mold.
A cookie mold. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
Now here is a beam drill. Sorry, keeping up with the chat. Here are jewelry spindles. So you mount those down and then run a beam back. Here's a 45 with everything. User-made box and holder. Want that beam drill? Yeah, I was at the oh come on, Colonial Homestead, and he's got what, 24 beam drills in there. So here we got all of these. So let's go down this 35, 35, 40, 45, 20. Trying to see some of the names on it. 50, 200. Oh, it's a union. Wow. 35, 40, 20. Can't quite remember the name. Pretzel. Okay, here's a 46. Got the cutters in there, but it's at an angle. Makes it a little bit easier to push and more useful for, what's the word for rabbiting? Last time I tried, a Nielsen didn't even know. Didn't have any more. Punches. This is of the devil. Measures devil's energy. Molding plane, wrenches, pliers, $1 each, $2 each. Molding planes. Auction hunters. Now here's a fence you can put on the side of the plane. Actually showed one of those a little earlier. There's a really nice number 7. What does he have? 125 on that. Powder flask. Split and axe. Check out that with the mechanical head. Looked like 2 distance saw sets. Could very well be. Knives. Dividers. Block planes. Another 45 for $65. That one's in nice condition. There's a 45 iron set. Ooh, these are cool. The hollows that you can put on the 45. Those are often worth more than the whole 45. Some knives, planes, planes, and more planes. Here's a maker's cabinet scraper.
In my opinion, that's worth $425.
Let's see what we got. Giving up buying old planes.
When you look around, somebody thinks that's worth $400.
Oh, they
I haven't
arrived snap. That's not nice. What's that? What is that?
It's a butcher block scraper. It's to clean up a butcher
Oh,
block.
for cleaning up the butcher block. Yeah, yeah.
After, yeah.
That's kind of nifty.
It's just amazing.
Huh. That's kind of cool. Yeah, thank you. That's kind of cool. Shows you how to sharpen it and use it. Huh, that's kind of cool. Now, butcher blocks get all torn up. Are there any number 18 block planes there? I haven't seen any off the top of my head, but I haven't been looking particularly for it. Those aren't terribly cheap.
Yeah.
seriously full. Instead is a tool honey hole. Yeah, there's lots in there. Lots of spoke shaves of all kinds. Oh, okay, here we go. This you may never see again. In this box, there's a Stanley 77 with all of the cutters. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Oh, thank you. And in here, this is a dowel maker in pristine condition with all of the cutters. And often each of these cutters cost as much as this whole thing. Yeah, I have the body for this, just the body, and it's 45 bucks. A whole one of this without cutters is around 400 to 500. But you put the whole thing together, and he's asking 1,300 for it, and that is not a bad price at all. One of these days, I'd love to get one of these, but not yet. I spent too much on this trip. So go the other way around. Oops, sorry, Mr. Chat. Should have asked $1 million. I think you passed a couple 18s. I'll have to go back and take a look, sorry. Let me go back. Yeah, there were a couple. Uh, 80, whoops, sorry, up too high. No. Well, then you know. Are you an 18? You're close to it. 30 bucks on that. I don't see the marking on it. I'm not as well versed on that, so I can't pick them out as easily. Let's continue on down this side. So I might come back and take a look at that beast.
Which one?
Oh, I'm live right now.
Oh, you're lying. Oh,
Sorry.
okay. All right.
We'll see. So here's some beautiful old plow planes. Karzak. Oh, from the grist mill. Yeah, here are some knobs. Oh, this is really cool. He was making this jig to cut the knobs, so you can drill the hole vertically through this. I'm using drill press. Kind of a fun way to do it, as well as mounts for working on them. But yeah, he makes knobs. Cooper's planes, little drill press. People think James wandering around mumbling to himself. Yeah, pretty much. There's quite a few people here who don't even know that YouTube exists. So it's kind of fun to educate and people. There's several people here who don't even own a computer. It's one of the downsides to MWTCA. You have to pay for everything with a check in the mail. I have 2 Miller Falls number 1s. Well, thank you, Sean. I might contact you. Yeah, I've been looking for one today, but we'll see. It's the number 102 stuff. What? How barbaric? Oh, yes. Welding planes, plow planes. It's nice when my wife is here to read the chat for me, so I don't have to keep up on that. Cool old corner chisel. We are in a spot where the lights aren't working, so everything's kind of dim over here. Sorry for that. And some more planes. That's a beautiful marking gauge. How much is that little drill press? Let's go back here. Where did it go? Oh, it's way back here. I think he had 115 on that. Yeah, 115. Cute little thing. Usually the littler and cuter, the more expensive it is. Looks like things are starting to slow down in here. People are going off for lunch. So that means it gets a little easier to get around. Good old electrician's auger bits. Slicks and chisels. 45s. 45, 55 in the box. What's he asking? 500. Tool rolls. Chisels and slicks. Let's come over here. Miter box saw. Stanley 45, 55, $7 each. Here's a cool old frame saw. I'm going to have to go next year. Yeah, well, there's one in Michigan City, Indiana in September, October, right over the end time. But if you go to handtoolfinder.com, you can see if there's other local meets around you. Local meets aren't quite this big, but they're not too much smaller. Let's see. I've been wanting to pick up one of these. This is a jointing plane. So it has the 90 degrees, so you can keep it straight on there. Yesterday, my brain totally farted out of me. I was thinking side rabbit plane. Although I'm sure I've had several brain farts today already. That's the way things go. Tongue and groove planes. These are kind of fun because you get a tongue on one side and a groove on the other. So it's a push me pull you, goes in both directions. I'm not going to be able to see your email after this closes because the chat yeah. So if you could send me an email, that'd be great. I can contact you, but I'm not going to be able to pull that up on here. What's that?
Do you know what that is?
Let me see. Looks like a pencil sharpener.
That's exactly what it is. One of the early pencil
Let's see if the sandpaper on here, put the pencil in there, and as you turn it, it sands it down to shape.
Yeah.
That is nifty.
It is.
Oh, here's a cool plow plane, all geared so that they run together. That is beautiful. Yeah, edge plane to separate it from the term of jointer plane. So here's a hollow auger or a tenoner, but it's dedicated to the brace so that you have one for that. I love some of these old blacksmith things that take files that are no longer useful and turn them into other things. Sometimes you have to wonder, what's that for? Some of these cool old braces that are blacksmith made. Nifty or what?
A little bit. Pick out a
Braces. There's another 112 for you. Some transitionals. And we'll come over here. This is the auction tonight. So tonight, everything over here is getting auctioned, as well as a few other things as well. That's just one of the tables. Friday night auction is always fun. They're usually not amazing prices, but it's a lot of fun to see how things go and what the encouragement is. It's beautiful braces. There's another one of those the user-made sockets. Oops, sorry. Up too high. There's a nice, come on, compass. There's the word. I want to say level. It's not a level. A going axe.
I could be really
and
wrong.
adds.
I remember talking to someone.
You could attack
Somebody that knew way better than I did.
into 90 degree on it.
It's like, yeah, that's that.
Into attach.
That's that.
Fill it at 90 degrees. Draw knives, braces, and some things you wonder, is that a trowel? It's a really nice handle on that. I don't know. That's got to be for like barrel tops. I don't know. It's always fun to learn. What are these things? I'll come back later and I'll be asking people, what is that? What is that? What is that? And this really helps learn things. There are Stanley Everlasting chisels. And okay, what is this? This has got to be a model of something. Cherrywood machine gun patent. Oh, so this is a model of a machine gun. Huh, that is cool. Here is a gouge set where you can put handles on. Planes, all kinds. Some more plow planes. There are a lot of plow planes here today. Some more wooden planes, big molding planes, or oh my, check this beast out. This is for crown molding. So you have a specific pattern on there. Man, that one's a beast. That takes an arm to push. You have some clamps back here. Some more miter box saws. Shackles. Well, that could be fun. There's a corner brace. I want to do a video. I have one of those that would be kind of fun to show out. Corner chisels, mortising chisels, regular chisels, crankshaft chisels. Let's come on over here. Let's see, here's another core box plane, but this one has the panels on it. So that cuts out a perfectly rounded surface into a hole. Planes of all kinds, 60, 65, 70, 75, 100, 100, 100, 100, 125, 65. Yeah, those are a little on the high price for this show. $100 in this beast of a brace. Vice, there's the word. This is a box of pigments. Really cool on that. Let's see, what do we got over here? We have a machinist's toolbox. Come on, down, down, down. Is this a two-thing plane? Nope, it's just a double tongue. Folded infill. Levels. A couple compass planes. Several compass planes. Cabinet scrapers. Now we're coming up towards the end. Then we're going to go over and I'm going to show you some of the displays. Those are fascinating to look at. So if anyone has any questions, comments, there's another 45. Some other small 4s and 5s. None of the tags are on it. There's some more molding planes, the big molding planes. What's the plane in front of the compass plane? Oh, this one. It's a, oh, there's a year, 18. He's asking, oops, sorry, down, 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 down. He's asking 55. An S18. It's a cute little plane. Gotta love nice block planes. Stanley 50. He doesn't have a number on that one. 50s are nice because you can usually get them a good bit cheaper. Beside that one. Oh, yeah, my brain was looking for 8-ings. This is, oh, I can't remember the name of it. Basically, it's a grooving plane. I want to say a coachmaker's grooving plane. But in this case, you have these two teeth in here. One cuts the sidewalls so you can go cross grain, and then one comes out and plows out the difference in between it. They come in a bunch of different sizes and shapes, but they tend to be rather expensive. And I'm trying to remember the Stanley name for it. Someone let me know. Any king cutter tools? Yeah, there's lots of king cutter in here. There's one guy with king cutter saws. I saw quite a few king cutter planes. Some beautiful plow planes. Thank you. I've never seen a plane like that. Yeah, they're not very common. Oh, yep, here we go. Here we go. Type 1. Type 1, number 1? That doesn't make much sense. Holy cow, he's asking for mint on that. But it is a number 1. There you go. Everyone looking for the number 1. There's one. I bought cars for less than that. Actually, I think my first 6 cars didn't cost that much total. All of them combined. This table is on the level. Or no, on the level is on the table. Here we got more for the auction. Well, all number 1s are pre-lateral. Number 1s don't have a lateral on any of them because there just isn't enough space on it. But I don't know how you would call it a type 1 because number 1s are really hard to type. They're kind of in between all the types. So I'd be a little bit skeptical on that, but yeah. Type 1, number 1. So there's the... Oh, we got to come over here and look at some of the displays. So we've got Yankee drivers. There we are. I wonder if it's worth to start woodworking when these kinds of tools aren't plentiful in the country I live in. Well, it depends. I mean, you don't need all the tools to do woodworking, right? And that's really something that a lot of people don't quite get. Is I'll turn that around. You don't need all the tools. You can start with just a couple tools. The more dedicated tools just make things a little bit easier. So you don't need all of them to make it work. Most of everything here is collecting. It's not actually tool using. Most of this is driven by the collectors, people who want that specific type of thing, and rarity drives the price. Users are the second grade market here. So don't let that worry you. But yeah, in a lot of places it is very, very, very difficult to find tools. And a lot of the times you have to make them yourself. And you can do that. Start with a chisel and you can make everything else. Saws, chisels, and bench planes. Yeah. Okay, let's get back to this. The tip of the iceberg. Some not often seen screwdrivers and Archimedes drills. So some of these are just really cool patents or designs or shapes. This one's really kind of cool, going through the Stanley Educational Department. There was a department of Stanley tools dedicated to education. They made all sorts of these to go in schools, different things that were specifically designed for students. The bench plane model, so that people could actually show this off. Yeah, there was an actual Stanley thing that they would give to schools. Snyder family tree. Oh, yeah, Snyder tools. This is from Pennsylvania here.
I have no reason.
And so blacksmith tools. So from the family tree, that's kind of cool. It's interesting to trace some of these tools down through the years and the people who've made them. Here is a set of braces, and holy cow, there are so many different ways that you can hold a bit in a brace. And this is absolutely fascinating to look through and go through all of the different styles and methodologies. The braces over the years, from the one we all know and love to everything else that's just weird and odd. Oh yeah, here's these are. Oh, they're doing documenting goose-wing axes. So these are the salesman samples of bench vices. These were really cool because they're multiple rotated. But this is the Emirates design of what I just bought. And so you can see this. It's basically the exact same thing, just a different company. But this will rotate in any direction, in any orientation, so you can hold things however you need to make it work. And you can get some really, really cool things, as well as they all have the dog holes that come up so you can pinch back and forth. And fascinating, fascinating vice. This one's one I didn't look through. I didn't remember what this was. Oh, advertisements. Simmons saws, Simmons files, Simmons advertisements, and Simmons history. So you can learn a lot about the tools. That's the distance history, and these are some of the changes that happened through distance over the years. I'll try starting with the history. What was this one? Interesting, rare, and hard to find Pennsylvania-made tools. So this is someone who collects tools that were made in Pennsylvania. Since we're in Pennsylvania, there's an emphasis on that right now. Oh, this is kind of cool. These red rods here, these are a pipe wrench. This is a pipe wrench. I got to back up to get this whole thing in frame. Yeah. when Bertha ain't big enough, you get Betty. And if this isn't big enough, then you're up a creek without a paddle. And keep going from that. There are, here we have a show and tell. So you can, if you have specific things about it, you can actually talk through a particular tool if it has history and background to it. This one's really cool. This is a compound miter box. So not only is it the normal miter box, but it's also a full compound. So you can go at any angle. Yeah, persuader. Yeah, if that's not big enough, you have to go get a really big pipe to put on there. It requires a crane and somewhere around 300 to 400 Egyptian slaves to run it. Now, there are a lot of rule collectors. Rare metric Stanley rules. So yes, Stanley did make metric rules. Kind of cool. And there are several displays this year with different measuring devices and things that they were used for, and the history behind them, and the creators and makers and what they were thinking. So many cool things on those. Just an unbelievable amount of information. gauges with a Pennsylvania pedigree. So these are just where they came from. And there is a lot of woodworking history in southeastern Pennsylvania. But one can never have enough marking gauges. Let's see, here are blacksmith-made tools found in southeastern Pennsylvania. So specifically tools made by a blacksmith trying to get what they need to get the work done. Again, more rules, advertising rules. Oh, this is cool. This is an engraver. So you put your piece up here you're working on, and then this little etcher up here would etch whatever you have down here. And so this arm goes all the way up through and then connects up in here. And there's a little thumb control down here to actually engage the head up top. So you can engage the head and follow the tracing down here, let it up, move to the next tracing, follow that tracing. They have a bunch of patterns that they could use to then trace into whatever they're engraving. Here are more Pennsylvania axes. This is why they're called gull wing, or what's the other term? We had arguments about that last night. But it's shaped like a wing. There you go. But in Pennsylvania, they have a slightly different design, which are more common like these. Let's see, what do we got down here? Steeple nuts. Oh, these are really cool here. These star nuts. Ha! Yeah, weird. Steeple nuts. Wheeler, Maiden, and Clemson, Middleton, New York. Stanley combination planes. Actually, no, these aren't combination. Those are multiple planes. Beginnings of Tripsetter, 19th Stanley. I haven't read through this one yet. Oh, so it's a little bit broader than that. Workshop. I was about to name my girl Bertha, but it's back to Betty. I think I learned the most. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. These are, some of the most beautiful plow planes you'll ever see in your life. And just from ebony and brass. And, yeah, when ivory tips or fake ivory is just not enough, you've got the whole stinking plane. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous planes that, these aren't for sale. This is a display showing the history and different things, different sizes. Thank you for all the tips. So these aren't for display. These aren't for sale. These are just display. And like this one with the gears on it, just gorgeous. And tapered sides on here. Yeah, so much. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here, unless anyone has any particular questions. This is the MWTCA National Meet, and man, is it a fun one. If you're ever looking for a tool and you can't find it anywhere, you're going to find it here. They have one of everything, and if they don't have it out here, you talk to them, and sure enough, someone probably has it underneath their table, so you'll be able to find it somewhere here. You talk to people, and someone here has it or has a lead on one, and you can generally find whatever you need. Just a lot of fun. So if you want to find out more about this, go to handtoolfinder.com, and I have a map of all of that. Or you can go to MWTCA.org, and they have a page on there for upcoming shows. You do have to be a member to come to an MWTCA meet, but it's well worth it. Thanks for joining the meet. Cool. I think that'll do it. I'll wrap it up until later. So until then, have a wonderful day. Bye. Now we find the button. It's on here somewhere. There it is.